how's it going? So I'm here today to talk about 10 Blu-rays in my collection that I cannot live without. You can see behind me, there's quite a few empty spaces, and I'm going to be showing you guys some Blu-rays that, I think are just really cool releases, Blu-rays that mean a lot to me. I'll be showcasing some Criterions, 4Ks, everything in between. Just going to be showing you some of my favorite Blu-rays in my collection and why I think they're cool or why they mean so much to me. I've been asked to do some more Blu-ray type of videos on this channel. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys 10 of my favorite Blu-rays in my collection. Starting off, we have the Blu-ray of Monsters University. This was really the first Blu-ray, one of the first Blu-rays that I got. It was this and Despicable Me 2, but Monsters University was pretty much the very first movie that I purchased by myself. It was like I had just turned 12 and I used some of my birthday money to purchase Monsters University, which is a movie that I loved watching in theaters. And I still own the Blu-ray to this day. This is how I still watch the movie, and I love the movie. You guys have heard my thoughts about this, but this is extremely underrated. And because of just how sentimental this Blu-ray is to me, that's why this is one of my favorites. Now, this Blu-ray I actually purchased not that long ago, and that is Robin Hood. I got this on Blu-ray with the slipcover. I just really adore this movie. It's kind of a hidden gem of Disney. I just have so much fun watching it. The animation is gorgeous. The story that plays out, I think, is wonderful. I really like the story of Robin Hood, and this one has been the best interpretation yet. And sticking with Disney, I have the Diamond Edition release of The Jungle Book. I have the slipcover and everything. I also just got this recently. This isn't a movie I haven't seen too much in my lifetime, but it's a very fun movie, very laid back. Mowgli and Baloo are just such likable characters, and they're so much fun to watch as this movie plays out. And I just really love the cover for this movie. I think it looks really nice. The Diamond Edition is definitely a really great release. And then I've got another Pixar title here to show you guys, and that is my 4K release of Finding Nemo. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I honestly can't pick a favorite movie right now. For like the past year, I would say this was my favorite movie, but now it might not be. I just don't know, but I really love this movie. The 4K looks incredible. This is my favorite Pixar movie. It's meant a lot to me, ever since I grew up with it as a kid. As I mentioned before, the 4K is incredible, and I love having this in my collection. And I've got a few Criterions to show you guys. The first one I have is Seven Samurai. I've only seen this movie once, but I can tell you that is one of the best movies ever made. It's 3.5 hours long, but the time does not drag at all, thanks to its investing story, great characters, and I love this Criterion release of the movie. It's a very cool cover design. It's got a really great booklet inside that I've really enjoyed reading through. I'm just kind of, talking more about the movie. I just love this release and this edition of Seven Samurai, and if you're into Criterions, this is a must for your collection. Another Criterion I have, the very first Criterion I ever purchased, that is Moonrise Kingdom. The reason why I love this so much is just because of this cover. It is just such a beautiful cover of Moonrise Kingdom. There's lots of great stuff inside this release too, like there's a map of New Penzance and some things like that I've really enjoyed kind of looking through and reading through, and I love this movie. It's one of my favorite Wes Anderson films. And then one final Criterion to show you guys, that is the Beatles, A Hard Day's Night. Some of you may know this, some of you may not, but the Beatles is one of my favorite bands, music groups, whatever you want to call it. Love all their songs. They're super talented, super great musicians, and to have, a feature-length movie, all of them starring in it, I think is really great. They're clearly not actors. They're obviously musicians. That's what they're best known for. But the chemistry on screen never disappoints. This movie is just very energetic, very comedic, kind of zany at times too. And I love the opening scene to this movie. I think it's super great. But this is a really cool edition of Hard Day's Nights, and a pretty large box set. So I love having this, and I love revisiting this movie. All right, I've got a box set to show you guys. I also just recently purchased this one. That is the Alfred Hitchcock 4K collection. And the 4K, I watched Vertigo in 4K. I haven't seen any other movies yet in 4K from this release, but the 4K of Vertigo looks incredible. And it's in this really cool edition, this really cool release. It's this pretty big booklet. Has the 4K disc and the Blu-ray disc of each of these movies, and it's a really cool release of the movie. I got this for the Prime Day sale. I can't exactly remember how much I paid for this, but it was a deal that I just could not pass up on. And another box set to show you guys, I have the Rocky Heavyweight Collection. This is one of the first box sets I ever got for this collection way back. I believe in 2015 is when I got this, but it has all 6 of the Rocky movies. you know, Rocky to Rocky 5 and the Rocky Balboa. They're all really great movies. I love watching them. Around the fall time, November is when I rewatch the Rocky franchise. It's got a really great cover, and I love the back of this box set. You know, Rocky up on top of the steps, I think is really cool. So this has been a really cool box set to have in the collection. I love revisiting these movies each year. If you're in the market for another box set and you don't have this one yet, I highly recommend you pick this one up. All right, and the last Blu-ray that I want to show you, I'm actually going to show you 3 Blu-rays, but this is my favorite movie trilogy of all time. That is the Dark Knight trilogy. I've got all 3 of the movies on 4K. I adore these movies. I could watch these movies for days upon days, and I will never get tired of them. These are just such remarkable movies, the best comic book movies ever made. Nothing will ever be able to top these, but they look really great in 4K. I love revisiting these movies. I probably watch these maybe 3 to 4 times a year now. I love these movies so much, and I'm very glad to have the 4Ks in my collection. They definitely look really great. So there you have it. These are just some of the Blu-rays that I really love to have in my collection. These are all, you know, some really great releases, Blu-rays that kind of hold a special place in my heart, cool editions, slipcovers, what have you. These are all just some of my favorites that I have in my collection. So thank you to everyone for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. You can find me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. All the links for those can be found in the description of this video down below. Thank you for watching once again. I will see you all next time.